Hello everybody and welcome back to the pYanodons playthrough. It's your ghostified gamer surrounded by machines. Yep, that's my life. Well, done a little more thinking on this here. I'm still setting up little things that I need to do. So one thing that I did figure out here, the epoxy here, we are going to do that internally because the epoxy is used for, well, I want to do the electronics too within this area because we need it for the mechanical parts. And I think electronics too, that's all we need that for. Let me see. And then there's building. LEC, electronics 2. There it is, right there. Now, yeah, so, okay, let's take a look here. Oh, wow, that's slow. What is going on with this? Aerial turbine, efficiency, HOUT, mechanical parts 02, modular armor, which we hopefully will get soon. Productivity, speed, the VOUT, and the neutron absorber. So this is something that we need for the mechanical part and for building. So we might as well build it within the mechanical part thing. So that's one thing I do know about. I'm gonna have to do something about lamps. I might have to beef that up or you know, more machines, more stuff. I don't know if we have another lamp recipe or not. I doubt it. Yeah, it's the only one we have. The other ones are returns, potential returns on some processes, whatever. So yeah, that's the one we got there. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention, and this is the anthracone. There's a smelter MKO2, which I want to build, and then we've got the mold O2, gear, bolts, copper cable, and the tinned cable. So these are just reminders here that I got to do the anthracone sooner than later. So yeah, we need this NextLit battery. We need a control panel, which I have here for this control panel MKO2, and then the EVA and the NextLit battery, which is here. Now this is why we need the anthracone. Now check this out. We need olefins for this too. And there's some research. I was kind of looking ahead and to see what kind of research is ahead. And there is an olefins and diesel fuel coming up. So let's look at this EP. I think it's Is it EPA? I think. Or EVA. No, it's EVA. EVA. There it is. So this EVA stuff here, it's got 22 recipes to it. I don't know why this is clicking so slow. I think because the base is calming down. All that research is done, by the way. So we got aerial turbine, the diet beacon, control panel, MKO2, nacelle, biomass power plant, oil, reproductive complex, MKO2. All the MKO2 stuff. I don't know about this Yao drive. I think this is the nacelle Yao drive MKO3. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Oh, here's a vat brain, centrifuge. Oh wow, yeah, we're getting into some crazy stuff. Oh yeah, by the time we get to this MKO4 stuff, yeah, I think we'll be fine to build this within, and then we'll train it out, for building. This here, I gotta get the acetic acid figured out. We did it. It's not too bad. I don't remember it being a difficult thing. So break MKO2 and 1. I'm going to build these within mechanical parts 01. This is going to be a pain in the butt. Now we still need the gearbox MKO2. So all that's over here. This is the MKO2. So it's going to be kind of a really interesting, tricky build. It's going to be hard to keep it. There's going to be a lot of trains coming in here. So, but yeah, so the epoxy we're going to build within, and then pretty much everything. Oh, I did of course off screen here. Let's see, stainless steel. I tapped in just so we can get this kick started. I got 2,000 stainless steel here, molten. And we'll use that for the mechanical part 02. And this will have to be, I think what we'll eventually get our power up, and then we'll be able to upgrade these to level 2 machines and be able to handle more stuff. Speaking of more stuff, casein. Let's go over that. Oh, and I'll do a speed up. We'll do a speed up video. We'll get the area set up and all that. Well, the good thing is, I added more of these pans, the centrifugal pans. I added one more, and then I added one more agitator, because luckily this was just sitting here, and it has more capacity. So I was able to add these two without an incident. Because remember, I said, I think the last episode or whatever it was, whichever one it was, I don't know if it was last one or what, I was having, this was starting to get taxed because we're consuming, I think, 1 or 2 more than what this build was, science packs, that is, than this was designed to. And then I should pull these over. I have an underground here, so I could probably pull out here, but I was just being lazy. So that's been beefed up, and it didn't affect this at all. This is overbuilt slightly, so we're good there. And let's see what else. Oh, moss is becoming a problem now. So the moss, I might have to, you know what I might have to do? Now there is a, I just got to break down and do this. So go to the turds. Moss farm upgrade right here. I was going to get this one, the chlorinated water. It adds a chlorinated water, and that is plastic pressurized water and chlorine, and that's not too bad, you know. That's not too bad. You get 1 chlorinated water, and the recipe here is 1 chlorinated water per. So we're using this one. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. So it goes from 16 to 21. I like that coarse faction one. Boy, I'd like to use that. But coarse faction is a pain in the rear. Actually, not. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it's soil too, I think. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. But, you know, this build is such a pain in the butt. I'd have to redo the whole thing in order to get coarse faction in there. Then there's the limestone one. You know, I wouldn't mind doing this one here. What's this here? Fertilizer. Jeez. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. If I'm going to do an upgrade, and if I'm going to choose this moss farm upgrade and go with the chlorinated water, I might as well go all ham and do the coarse faction with limestone. You know, might as well. And then we get this huge return. 42 moss. That'd be nice. And I checked, the level 3 moss modules aren't available till, well, we get them, I think, in this research. So some other things I did. What I'm going to start doing is, this stone patch I put in a while back, and it is getting, I mean, stone is just such a huge resource in this mod. And that's good because we do get the Kerrigan, but the Kerrigan is really tough to manage because we get so much of it, and because there's such a huge demand for stone. So instead of trucking the Kerrigan around, there's a reason why I had to do this too. The Kerrigan was going to, what this will allow me to do, by doing it on site, is it'll allow me to manage the Kerrigan processing into shale oil. Now, shale oil is going to become a part of some recipes later on. I looked ahead. So you do want to have shale oil on hand to be picked up. The way I'm doing it right now is just, it's a point-to-point delivery. So I still will keep a point-to-point delivery to get our fuels, but eventually we're going to get diesel fuel, and that's why I was talking about the olefins, because we're going to need some research to get the olefins for that Nextlet battery. And I think that we'll get some things squared away, but I need that olefins recipe, and we get there's a diesel component to it, pretty big diesel, and I wouldn't mind switching the base over to all diesel. And then but the problem is gasoline. What do you do with that? So anyway, this is handling it. This is how many. Oh, and there is no MK2, 3, or 4 version of this retorter. This is all we get for the entire playthrough here. So the more stone we consume, the more we're going to have of these in order to process that into shale oil. Now, I don't know if there's a compression or a benefit from going from solid to liquid, because it's 25 per. It takes 25 to make 250 shale oil or whatever it is out of here. And then it's when you process it over here. Oh, and look at this. I added more of these things, the reformers. And then I cut down on the, I might have to add a few more because I may have pulled too many out. But it seemed to hold its own. But now I have 2 bleed-offs here because I'm getting so much shale oil. Well, the good thing is, we got some recipes, like I said, coming up, and hopefully that'll consume some of this. It's not going to be a lot, but, it'll help manage it a little better at least. Because the less I have to bring here and bleed off, the better. So I have now here's the train here, a tank, and then I have a tank to tank, basically, and then, yeah, anything above and beyond what's not being used for production will come here. And I actually beefed up the kerosene too. I had to do more. Literally, I had to go up, probably up to here. And I added more power, 4 more, and I added a few more kerosene burners. You know what drives me nuts is it says oil power plant. Well, it's not oil, it's kerosene. Kerosene is a product of heavy oil. So I don't know why they're calling it an oil power plant. And if you read on the bottom, I didn't realize it says consumes. Let's see here. Oh, advanced plant thermal power burning liquid salt. Yeah, see it's with that little yellow thing down there just above the bar. It says consumes kerosene, and it's like it's so buried in all this information that I didn't see that. And then if you look at the gas one, it says consumes natural gas or whatever. So it's kind of like, there's so much information sometimes you don't see that one little thing or you look over it. But yeah, this has been going pretty good here. I did mark some of the things here. Like, for example, I'm marking where I'm consuming gasoline. And then I switched this over to kerosene because literally my gasoline was down to 0. It was like, I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to have... I think I actually did run out. And the problem is the glassworks here. I switched the glassworks to kerosene because this thing is constantly running when we're doing the science. And so I went ahead and converted that over. But I'm leaving some as gas, Now, when we get the diesel, I think, hopefully I can just do a diesel build and then not have to worry about, oh, I don't have enough of this, enough of that, enough of this. Or I could do a diesel build and I can use that on top of gas and kerosene and kind of spread it out a little bit. Because it's good to it's good to have that kind of, different builds have different fuels, but they all, those glassworks and the smelters, I think these are smelters, right? Yeah. They all they can use any fuel, which is great, so you can pump anything in there. I like that about it though, is you can do that. I just wish that it was I wish it consumed the entire it didn't, because it leave fuel behind, it won't consume all of it. So it makes that I was having a dilemma with that when I first started playing, and I'm like, well, I'll just go with one fuel and that's it, So that's kind of how I've had to do it. Anyway, I think that's it. I have a little adjustment over by the animal parts, or necromancy. I call it necromancy. I did have to cut in a lane here and do the shells independently because then the lard backed up on me now. So that means the shells would be going directly. The shells would cause a problem. They would be going directly to here, to the case to be composted. So I did have to do that. No big deal. Just another belt. And I think that should do it. I don't think I've done anything else. Oh, yeah, here. I have to take this out now. This was the old dump off, and this is another reason why I had to go with the shale oil on site and then bring the shale oil, because it's easier to vent a liquid. The Kerrigan, you cannot use the burners on, and you would need so many burners, obviously, to get rid of it. But it goes in as a fuel, but so it doesn't take the fuel and burn fuel, you know. So the burners are burning an item, the Kerrigan becomes the fuel of that. Well, because the Kerrigan burns so fast, I had about 120,000 ash in here. I'm like, whoa! And I forgot to mention this in the last episode. So with the Kerrigan burning as an overflow to, you know, using the power plant here as an overflow to burn off Kerrigan, it was like, oh, you know, I'm going to get a benefit from it because then, you know, we'll chew up the coal. Well, the problem is the ash is, because it burns so fast, I had like triple the ash that I normally would, and it overwhelmed the system here with ash. It couldn't handle it. So that's why I had to make that adjustment to this system here. But yeah, this is basically going to be a fuel dump off, or, you know, a fuel depot basically. So anyway, so yeah, I'll do a speed up video on setting up this stuff and getting at least the trains coming in, or getting the depot set, or the dump off area. We're going to use bots for this because there's a lot going on, and I just want to get this done. I don't know. There's a point, like with the mechanical part 01, I used bots for that. So there's no reason for me not to use bots for this. And like I said, there is just too much going on here. I mean, you're looking at, you know, things that have 12 parts, and it's just insane. You know, I'm not going to belt this stuff. No way. This is an insanity trying to belt this. So we're going to use bots. We're going to deliver to passive. That's why I wanted to unlock those passive provider chests, you know, so we can bring the trains in, set up the LTN combinators, boom, deliver this crap. Okay, so let's go through some research here. Oh, this is kind of, I didn't know this. This is the multi-purpose underground, this is advanced multi-purpose underground piping. I haven't used this, and I haven't had a need for it. I was playing around with it, trying to figure it out, though. But they're pretty cool. And there is this underground pump. I thought that was kind of cool. I'm like, maybe I should, you know, check these out, you know. So, yeah, I might have to check that out. But I'm not going to run that now. So what I'm looking for here, there's a raw coal stuff here. Some methane. Oh, this is kind of some cool stuff. Cobalt stuff. Ooh. Okay, here is this. This is the one I want to run. Desulfurization. So this is kind of, actually, I like this. Aromatics to lubricant with some sulfur output. And then we have, I guess, a new machine, a desulfurizator. Desulfurizator unit, I guess. Yeah. Okay, we can build it. So we got that. Process acid gas to extract sulfur. Okay. Now here's olefins, nichrome and shale oil. Now nichrome's a pain in the butt, but I could probably beef that up. The reason the nichrome is tough is because it takes so much nickel. You know, like it just slurps up the nickel. It's nuts. So here's nickel and shale oil for nitrogen. Now that's cool. Molybdenum plate and shale oil for ammonia. So we got some options here. Now I'm looking at this one to get the olefins. But this might not be the one I want to do, though. So we'll get that out of the way. Okay, here's another one. Okay, fuel production 2. All right, so now we have zinc chloride and olefins, 400 for methanol. I don't know if I'm going to use that, but we'll see. Tailings water aromatics gives us crude oil. And then we got a regenerative steam thing. And then olefins. So I like that because the tailings, you know, we get a lot of tailings. And if we switch over to that other recipe, I'll have extra tailings. That's a lot of tailings, too. 800, 200k water. It's a regenerative thing. 200 olefins. I like that. And then we can use our olefins to go back to aromatics. Petroleum gas, I haven't seen a real big use for it, but olefins, carbon dioxide, we get petroleum gas and light oil. Now you can use the the petroleum gas for fuel for, you know, whatever. Next level plate, refined gas, 250 olefins. Ooh, 300 aromatics direct to olefins. I didn't see that, or I did, and I just forgot about it. Nichrome, hydrogen, and crude oil give us kerosene and diesel. I like this one. And then we've got nickel, hydrogen, carbon dioxide for syngas. Gives us some oxygen back. That's kind of interesting. Next level plate, hydrogen, carbon dioxide for more syngas. I don't necessarily like using next level plate for stuff like this, but, you know, we'll see. Now, here's next level plate, methanol, carbon dioxide to get diesel and olefins. Now, this is the reason I like this, because we need the fuel and the olefins anyway, and we get diesel. And then next level plate and olefins to diesel as well. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess... Well, I think there's another diesel one somewhere around here. I don't know where. Okay, let's start back with the raw coal stage 3 here. These are kind of weird. Ooh, coarse coal now. Okay, they're used for coarse coal. Water, organic solvent. We got coal fines pulp. High ash coal fines. Jig concentrator. Coal fines pulp. We get coal, thickened coal fines. High ash coal fines and tailings. Oh, here's okay, now there's a stage 3 here. I think we did stage 1 and 2 in this plant that shale oil plant. Sand, coal, underflow pulp, water, kerosene. That's the stage 3. Stage 4 is pyrite. Water, coal pulp, stage 3. Okay, ash, tailings. Do stage 4 out of there. And then 4 goes in here. Methanol, pressurized air. And we get coal and coal pulp stage 5. Jesus. Here's the coal fines pulp right to coal. High ash coal fines. Coal slime overflow. Coal underflow. Here's slime on industrial solvent. We get tailings and refined syngas out of that. And then here's stage 5 plus tar. Pressurized air gives us coal. Coal pulp stage 4 and tailings. Yeah, this looks like there's going to be, like, you would have a whole block of coal processing, you know. But, you know, it's kind of weird because I don't know what the first part of it looks like. Coarse coal is what would start this off. Very interesting. But I don't know what the use of this would be. Well, we'll kick it off, and at least we have it there. We can look at it, you know. And then we've got coal bed methane extractor. Now, this is kind of interesting here. So we got a coal bed extractor MKO2. And then I tried this before, but it was so power hungry. And the issue is the filtration media. You know, you really have to have a lot of filtration media to keep this going. And then the pressurized water, that's insane. And the oxygen was a killer too. I could only see using this with oxygen from other processes, you know, if it keeps going, great. But we get the coal bed gas out of there. Then there's a beefed up version of it with the drill head. And this is the one I tried to get the coal bed out of it. But I think, yeah, I don't know what the difference is unless I don't see a difference in it. But now we can use the coal bed extractor to get methane using filtration and drill head pressurized water. And the next one up is using oxygen. Methane isn't really, I haven't found methane to be too difficult. But this is kind of nice because you could set this up and wherever you want. And then, you know, you get the methane, you know, from this process here. So I do like that, but you have to get an area, set it up, and then we'd have to switch over other stuff. I'd have to find out where the other methane is being created and switch it over. Then we got cobalt processing now. Stage 2. I didn't even know we had a stage 1. Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, I think we have cobalt. No, that's ferrite. I don't think we've used cobalt for anything, but we got lime, cobalt extract, syngas to get cobalt sulfate, clean cobalt sulfate. We use that sulfate plus sulfuric acid to get the clean. And then here's cobalt oxide. So you take the clean, and now you add water to it, and you get the cobalt oxide. And then tailings. And then we have supercrystalline structure. Add that next plate to it. 20 of it too. Cobalt oxide ceramic. Next plate, we get the supercrystalline structure. Artificial material made from nexlet and cobalt. So we'll start that up. Coke processing. Oh, what's this? Outlet gas stage 2, acid gas. And then we get outlet gas stage 3 with sulfur kick out. And stage 3 goes in here with tall oil. Oh, wow. Then we got a stage 4 at 1,000 degree plus aromatics. That's a lot of aromatics. Then we've got water, the stage 2, and we get flue gas, refined syngas. Oh, I like that. Because refined syngas requires that carbon, activated carbon, and that's kind of a pain to make because there's a lot of ingredients. And then we got a light oil one here, outlet gas stage 2, and we get flue gas and light oil. Flue gas is really helpful too. So we'll start that one up, and then we'll just keep on going down the line here. So here's a collagen one, skin urea, acetic acid, steam. We get collagen, and that is another version of epoxy here. Based on the complexity, I mean, I guess you'd be able to use this later on maybe, but this resorcinol, is it resorcinol? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. Next up plate, collagen, resorcinol, iron plate, formaldehyde, and the epichlorohydrin. You get a few more epoxies out of it, so I guess that's okay. Now what's this one? Ooh, look at this now. The bone meal plus collagen, I like this. With sulfuric acid, you get a phosphate rock and acid out of it. So you can take that phosphate rock, make more phosphoric acid. That's kind of tricky to get too. It requires a lot of infrastructure to make that stuff. So I like this one. And it uses byproducts of skin, which is nice. Acetic acid is not too bad. So that's an interesting one too. I like that for, it's always nice to have different options, Okay, so that's that research cooking. I think, let's see here. I didn't make any changes to science and stuff. I'm hoping that, I'll show you, wait a minute. Yeah, let's go here. SCI. I'll show you the 1 hour, oh, wow, it's been that long. Okay, so this is I had to cut research off to fix that problem with the shale oil and all that crap in the Kerrigan, and then I cut it off, and then I had an issue here, and I can't remember what it was. It might have been that animal sample stuff that I had to fix. That could have been it, but you'll see little blips here in the automation science pack. That's because it's making more to accommodate for the nuclear sample. So that's why we see these little blips. But it ran from hour 5 around, was it 4.9? Yeah, I guess we could say 5, yeah. To 75. What is this? 1.6. So yeah, it ran for about 3.5 hours, I guess. Yeah, is that right? So yeah, it was pretty clean. I'm pretty happy with that. And the only issues I had was just things are happening that didn't happen before. All of a sudden I'm getting this, crazy amount of, I had a gasoline scare, where my gasoline ran out. Now there's a one thing that I did do that I screwed up on. I was building in the panic of trying to figure all this out here, and then trying to do some stuff over here in the power plant 2.0, and then doing this kerosene build here. I brought the base down to its knees because I was grabbing belt and grabbing mini loaders and things like that. So I remember now, it wasn't just the base got screwed up. It was because I was building stuff too and trying to keep things up and running. But when I don't do anything here in the hub, everything seems to be okay. So it's kind of like you can't build and do research at the same time. So I'll let this run out, and then we'll start working on our hub. Now I can do the hub and start putting that together right by doing research, but I can't click this button while I'm in the hub. I can do a few things here. Like small items, small quantities of stuff, I can do that. All right, let's get to work. Alrighty, folks. Well, this will be an interesting build. Mechanical parts 02. Oh, jeez. You know what I did? I purged all of my stuff here. Because I'm like, I want to get the research for PyScience 3, because that's what's next. And then I'm going to start with... These are just some tests here. I'm looking at a few things here. The small parts with casting. Notice we have casting units, and remember I set that up and show, you know, we got that research now. And then this is just tinned cable right here. And I'm still debating whether I'm going to train molten fluids or if I'm going to do a copper. It seems like it's easier to do molten copper, molten tin, molten iron, molten steel, things like that, you know, that, and then train that, because some of these alloys are going to require multiple fluids, you know, like copper and tin is going to make the tinned cable here in this case. I think that's what I'm looking at here, yeah. So we've got the copper processing, then we got the, oh, and then we've got the mold, which has this green sick. It's not too bad, it's coke. More coke, and then lime, or oh, it's powdered quartz. Okay, so powdered quartz. So we've got we got a quartz build. We got to do pure sand. We got to do all this stuff. So this advanced casting is going to have to be done. That's going to be, and I think that's going to be trained to the different casting areas. So we have plate casting, and then we have the special casting of the items. So I'm looking into that. Here is the EVA. I was breaking this down. And so I've got, this is the design. I'm kind of just storyboarding it out. I figured I'd speed up the process of that so that you guys can see that. These are all the parts. I have to resolve these here. So I have steel already, so I could pull that out. I have advanced small parts, I could pull that out. I have bakelite here, I could pull that out. So that leaves me with 2 parts here. Now, here's, this is the bot network. This is why I wanted to get this research here, because the passive provider warehouse, oh my gosh, look at all the space we have in here. So I can set up, oh, and I've got, I copied, pasted this over. You know what I got to do? I've got to, let me remove these here real quick, and we'll get this stuff out of here. I'll show you what this is not exactly how I want, well, there's a lot of designs I'd like to play around with for fun. I don't mind this one. Look at all this crap. Pretty much everything that I'm making is going to come into this mechanical 02 parts area. And so let's take a look at this thing. here is Hub 2.0 so far. And I started to, I got to do the roboports here. That's what that's for. So this is what I'm doing. I brought the trains. Oh, I'm not using the Oculabots right now because they're kind of a pain in the ass because they deliver full stacks of stuff, and I'm sick and tired of that. And so it's just easier for me to run in here, turn my bots on, or I can leave my bots on or off. You know, the delivery checkbox, which is this thing right here, I can leave that on or off. Or I prefer to leave it on, and then when I roll up, I get stuff delivered, you know. So this is how it's panning out. Look at how clean this is. Holy cripes. Look at how clean it is. So I've got the fish oil. I'm using the multi-purpose pipes. I got lubrication coming on in. I like these multi-purpose pipe connections here. These are the straight pipes. These are really nice. You can clearly see. The only thing is that the niobium pipe is really difficult to see on the top side of it. The bottom, it's okay though. So that has nothing to do with the multi-purpose pipe. But I love the multi-purpose pipe, like squared, you know, kind of connection there. It's pretty cool looking. So I've got charging stations here. I could probably bump this over, you know, to make it look a little nicer. Like, because I went right next to each other, and I'm like, oh wait, there's a space between there. So I just noticed that now. And this is the new and improved, very tight, better designed, you know, hub here, where we're using the you know, level 2 machines. And look at this. Will you look at this? This is the electronics 01 here, and I've got the refined concrete and concrete here, which I don't need massive quantities of it. I just need it to be there for the power poles and a few machines that are, you know, in this area. So this doesn't need to run like crazy. I have a little, this is a checklist of stuff I still have to bring in here, so I haven't gotten around to it yet. And then take a look at this. Here is the old hub. Oh, I got to get rid of this. I think I copied this thing here. Yeah, these are the castings. Oh, and then one thing that's weird, the gear wheel is only used in one thing, and that's small parts. And of course, that's, you know, research obviously uses small parts, and everything uses small parts to build with and whatnot. So that gear wheel is like the most important gear wheel in the game, even though it's only used in the small parts only. But here's all the casting that we're going to work on. I might do this off screen, like I'll do the front end, but then we'll do the back end later. Now, what's holding me back with this stupid hub, that's why I'm kind of cutting it short today, because I want to do more research. I got to be able to set up these machines with the level 1 and level 2 version to get ready for, you know, even though I don't have the mechanical O2 parts. So what I wanted to do was run some research that has the machines in here. And for example, like this cooling tower isn't really that big of a deal, but they are slow, so it'd be nice to have. So I'm going to look for some level 2 machines here, and then we're going to run these. Oh, here, for example, yeah, clay pit, all these here, advanced electronic machines. I want to run that. That's 900 and 120. Oh, and then I'm not too sure if I want to power. Look at this nightmare here. Now I'm like, okay, charcoal briquettes would be great for the coal power, but on the other hand, I'm thinking, boy, it'd be nice to have this for trains. Now we don't get a speed bonus from these, so my thinking is, you know, or an acceleration bonus. So I don't want to put this in trains. I mean, I might do something with it later, but I don't know. So let's look for some more level 2. Here's one. I definitely want this because we're going to need, that's a gas power. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm really more or less concerned with coal because that's what we're running off of right now. Let's see what else we have here. All right, well, I guess I'm going to run this one here. This is the cooling tower MK02. So we'll run that, and this gives us 400 steam. And this thing is, we can make this actually right now. So the reason I want to run these is because I want to be able to get the hub done. This is the only MK02 that I'm seeing though. That's weird. Well, we'll run this one here. So this is gas power, 500 molten salt to 500 molten salt at 2,000. And then we need the mechanical part, O2, and the EVA on that. So we'll kick that one off. And yeah, I'm looking through here, and I'm not seeing any other O2 machines. So I might have to just set them up as O1s. And what's tricky is you have to leave something, you know, open on the other side of it. Look at this thing, 40 glassware. Purified quartz, holy crap. So let's take a look at this one here. Powdered quartz, quartz pulp stage 1. So that's, this is a first, well, we have quartz O2. That was the powdered. But now we're taking the powdered and we're adding water to it to get a stage 1. We add just sand to it and water again. We get a little iron oxide out of it and we get pulp stage 2. Here's prepared quartz. Oh, we add slaked lime. And then we get 50 to 50. Interesting. What's the reduction here? 5 to 50. Then it's, oh, wow. It's 100. So it's 2 times this one here. And we get 100 to 50. So there's a reduction there. Okay, now what's this one? Centrifugal pan. So we get 50 to 1 purified. Oh, we got to use creosote. And then it kicks out tailings, which is very interesting. Purified quartz. And notice how... Oh, okay, purified quartz. And then, oh, wow. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, 3 purified quartz, sodium carbonate, and pure sand now gives us 1,500 molten glass. That's insane. Now, they have a non-hot version of this. And look at this. Yeah, there's the heat one. So it increases by 8 glassware. 5-second craft time. So we still use the boron trioxide and rubber stoppers. So it's 20 rubber stoppers. I wonder what it would be. I wonder what the one is that we have now. Purified. Oh, yeah, purified quartz. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's using a purified quartz along with molten glass? What? That's interesting. So we get 1,500 from 3, but we have to use 1 purified quartz plus more molten glass plus refined syngas and hot air to get 40. Now that's, you know, the complexity is obviously always the case in pYanodons, but we also get high yield. So that's a very interesting one there. So we'll start that up. I definitely want to implement that one eventually, but you know, we'll have to see when that'll be. All right, let's run this thing. These are the drill heads. We got beryllium, now stainless steel and titanium plate. This is 10. What's the difference? 5? Oh, beryllium to niobium. Okay, niobium, stainless steel, titanium gives you 10. But the time is always, that's 5 seconds, 5. Okay, those are all 5 seconds. So it's kind of weird numbers too. 7. That's 8. That's 10. So niobium, plate, stainless steel, and titanium is the better yield. But yeah, what we got here? Beryllium, stainless steel, titanium, niobium, stainless steel, titanium, niobium, silicate carbide, stainless steel plate, and titanium. Actually, that's that's not as good as that one. Yeah, because we're using the stainless and niobium, stainless, and titanium. Okay. And then we've got silicon carbide, steel, aluminum, and titanium. We'll run that. And then, oh yeah, this is the interesting one. I've been wanting to, the mining fluid here. This is mining fluid 2. Now, from what I understand, you know, we take sand, guar gum, copper, and a ton of water, which we can do. It's no problem. And we get this drilling fluid. Now, I was kind of wondering if that's a trainable, or if you set up, I could set up a block. I could do drilling fluid in that block, and then get these things out of it, you know? So you get the crude oil. Now you have to bring in the drill heads and the small parts, which is obviously why you want one of these. And then we can do tar anywhere. See, that's what I like, because I could set up a spot for this. And then we've got, this is raw gas. So everything that we would normally get out of those little purple things on the map. And then we got saline water. Now I like this one because saline water is sodium hydroxide. And we just had a comment, we were talking about sodium hydroxide and how it is a pain to get. So we'll start that research there. And then we've got this one going already. I'm not going to worry about that one. This is fiberboard. Not going to worry about that. Let's see here. Oh yeah, let's run this one here. Did I run that? Oh yeah, I did run that one. Heavy oil. Now here's grease. Tin chromium alloy, low distillates, and lubricant gives you grease. Oleochemical sulfuric acid gives you sulfur, heavy oil, and flue gas. So that's a heavy oil. Interesting. You could break down the oleochemicals there. Titanium tetrachloride, low distillates gives you xylenol. That's some nasty stuff from what I remember. Titanium tetrachloride, low distillates gives you kerosene. So there we go. So we'll run that one. Now, what I'm going to do is let the base run. Now, if I have to stop the research to fix stuff, that's what I usually do off screen, and then I'll come back and I'll let you know what we got. But I'm hoping that we're going to unlock more level 2 machines going forward so I can finish up the hub 2.0 here. The reason I'm calling it 2.0 is because we're going to have the MK02s. Now, I don't want to version the hub. I want to version the hub with the materials that we're making there. So anyway, enough babbling. There's a lot of research, man. A lot. So I'm going to try to get it to where we can get those level. If I can't get level 2 machines to unlock from the research, we're just going to have to go line by line, you know, one at a time. So anyway, hope you enjoyed at least the first initial part of the MK02 here. Up here is this stuff here, real quick. This is the epoxy here. I'm storyboarding that. And then this is the control panel MK02. Then we have the Nexlet battery, EVA, and then all this other junk. So I'm thinking I'm going to try to fit this all in here. Because I'm just focusing on trying to get the MK02 mechanical part. That's all I'm trying to do right now, so we can get the building the better power, because there'll be power then upgrades. You know, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so thanks for watching. Next episode, we'll do more research. I'll try to work on this a little bit more in a speed up, and then we'll get cracking on that. All right, see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.